morning, Team Song. It's Wednesday, March 18th. Mr. Hagan here, coming you from my front yard. Okay, friends, it looks like we're not coming back to school on Monday, and I'm not quite sure when we are, but I've noticed that you've all been working hard and making the best of it. I miss school. I don't know about you, getting a little tired of being at home and looking at the screens, but it has been great to see what you've been doing. I'm going to give you a quick run through of the day, and then there's a guest speaker on our morning show. The design challenge we explained on Monday. Today, share a video of yourself explaining how you made it or how it works. There's a QR code in the email that will connect you to the Flipgrid. And then look at some other kids too and have fun learning what other kids did. In math, there's an activity, subtraction practice. Pick the problem that's just right for you. In reading, there's an activity called Click or Clunk. Make sure you read for 20 minutes and then complete that activity in Seesaw. In writing, you're going to write the second half, or excuse me, Ms. Reagan's being silly, the first half of your literary nonfiction book. So please watch the video and remember all the things you learned last week and give it a try. Try to use some of the skills you practiced last week in your book. In science, there's an activity you're going to do called solids, liquids, and gases. If you need to watch the video again that Miss Heidi made yesterday, it's in the website or the email. All of you are going to need to log in to BrainPop and watch a video clip, and the login information is shared for you. Okay, now for our special guest. You might need to turn the volume up. Have a great day, Team Song, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Nick Martin, who is an environmental health scientist. He's an infectious disease researcher who specializes in infectious diseases. So Miss Heidi and I thought that it might be good to talk to an expert. When we want to learn things, we often ask experts, read books, or even just talk to them. Since we keep hearing about infectious diseases in the news, we want to ask him a couple questions that you might be wondering. So, Dr. Martin, first start off by telling us, what is a virus?
Hi kids. So you've seen it on TV, you hear things about a virus. So viruses are things we're usually very concerned about. They're things that get inside the cells, inside our bodies, and actually take over the machinery inside your body, and then they use it to make more of themselves, which ultimately makes you sick. So they're really tiny, we say microscopic, even smaller than what you can see in a microscope, and they can be in the air, they can be things you eat, they can be almost anywhere, and there's all sorts of types.
Okay. What is the coronavirus, or this COVID-19 that some of us might have heard about in the news?
All right, so coronavirus is a family of viruses, and what they do is they're actually spread through breathing, through respiratory. So when people cough or sneeze, sometimes they'll spread that virus and pass it from person to person. And so COVID-19 is a disease caused by an actual virus called SARS-CoV-2. And it's part of a family of viruses, and there's 7 of them that affect humans. So 4 of those cause the cold, the sniffles and sneezes. 2 of them were really bad, SARS and MERS you might have heard about, and the 7th one is the one that we're dealing with now. And so it's one that's spreading across, and it's really concerning because nobody has ever been exposed to this virus ever before. And so nobody has any natural immunity, your body can't fight it, and it means everybody can get this virus, and that's why we're so concerned about it right now.
So, Doctor, what's the best way to prevent yourself from getting this virus? I know we've seen a lot of this in the media, but what are your practical tips for us here in Nichita?
And so, like I said, it's caused by respiratory, so that means when you sneeze or cough, you're going to spread it. So you need to go ahead and stay away from people when you're sick. So if you feel like you're sneezing or coughing, stay home. If you're going to sneeze or cough, because sometimes you do that and you didn't realize you were sick, cover your mouth. So using a handkerchief, using your elbow, so you sneeze into your elbow and you catch it, and that way you're not spreading it. Don't shake hands, don't touch things as much, and try not to touch anything like this and then touch your face, because what happens is sometimes we sneeze or cough and it comes out and we're back. Sorry. So sometimes when you sneeze or cough, it'll come out of your mouth and land on the table, and it'll sit there. And then you walk up, somebody else walks up and puts their hand on the table and they put it on their face. And now instead of breathing it in, they've actually put it from the table to their face. And so ways we can protect ourselves is not just covering our mouths, not just staying away, not just washing our hands, but also wiping down everything. That you can use 0.5% bleach. So you can take bleach and some water, mix it up. You can use 6 60 or 70% ethanol or alcohol. So they sell these things, you use peroxide, and you just wipe down everything after you've touched it. Also, if you walk up to a place you've never seen before, you might want to just wipe it down and make sure you're protected. So when we wash our hands, we wash for 20 seconds. So those of us who know the happy birthday song, it's twice. But when we wash it, we don't just do this. We want to make sure we're washing between our fingers, at the base of our hands, the bottoms, right? And then maybe even under your fingernails. And if you can't get to a hand washing station, hand sanitizer works as well. But just remember, if you have anything on your hands like dirt or snot or anything else or food, hand sanitizer is not good enough. You have to wash your hands to get that off of your hands first. So you can't just use hand sanitizer all the time if your hands are actually dirty.
Okay. So Dr. Martin, is there anything else that you could teach us that we might have not already heard? You are an expert.
Yeah. As I said before, there's 4 coronaviruses that are always out there, and they cause the regular cold, the sniffles every year. And so we just need to be aware that what we're going through now, it could end like MERS and SARS did, where we had it, we dealt with it, and it went away. Or it could be like the other coronaviruses, which don't usually make people really sick, but come back every year. So they're just good practices of wiping things down, covering your cough, washing your hands, are things we should do all the time because it'll protect us from this coronavirus, from the other coronaviruses, and a lot of other things. So it's just good practice, and it's something that we can all do all the time to really lower our risk of making ourselves sick and also making the people around us sick.
Thanks, Dr. Martin. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
We'll see you later, kids.